Hi, my name is Ben. I love cars and I love car stories. And today I want to talk about for us who have cows at our home. I'm sure you know the running joke here in Uganda is that when a person has a lot of cows and has sold them, their go-to cow of choice is always that, the Hilux, the fancy version. They usually go and buy that. So I was asked to try and make a case for what good alternative there might be and if there is anything wrong with them trying to think about something else. And that's why I want to introduce you to the Nissan Navara LE Plus. Now, the way cars have been evolving over the years, many years ago there was a very clear distinction, right? If you looked at the Mitsubishi L200, my father had, I think we went through about 3 of those, loved those cars, wonderful manual gear shift. The Toyota Hilux, of course, has always been a standard car in those. The Ford Ranger came on board a bit later on, and we'll drive that at some point as well. But the go-to pickup of choice was always the Hilux. That has changed over the last few years to the extent where the margins are now so small that really it becomes a matter of personal preference and choice as opposed to anything else. I mean, if you think about what this car is supposed to do, the question becomes, do you need to go and spend that much extra money for the Hilux than this? That's what I want to try and find out by checking this car out, but also driving it around and just giving you a little bit of my perspective of whether, if you have sold some cows, you want to consider this as a viable option. And I think it is. I'll explain why. First of all, if we're looking at just looks, again, look, it's a pickup, right? So it's the normal thing, double cabin. Though I've got to say, design-wise, I like it. I think it looks sexier. Uh, I think between this and the Amarok, I'd probably be torn, but this makes sense, it works. And especially because if you come with me to the front and look at what they've done with the front end, a few years ago, Nissan managed to fix their front end on the cars. So this is a design language that you will find on this. You'll find it on the Xterra, which I'm hoping will drive soon. You'll find this on the Pathfinder, I believe, as well. And they've done it well. It's really aggressive. So it's an aggressive look on the car. Very nice headlamps. The fog lamps, when integrated, higher than most cars normally would be, because again, the expectation is that you're going to be driving this car through a lot of mud and water, and it's got good, departure angles. So again, pickup, yes, but it looks good. I don't mind it. The real thing about these cars is going to be about what you use it for, and for most of this it's going to be about doing lots and lots of hard work. And so if you look at the back, again, normal things, we'll try and open this. So as you can see, this has a lid. We won't bother removing that, but again, pretty decent space, star coated, so it makes it easy for you to put things in as much as you want without it getting damaged. It's a pickup, right? And it works, which is the most important thing. And if you have interest in getting one of these, you can get this from MotorCare for a lease at $1,350 a month, which is not a bad deal. Again, we'll probably do a whole different video on why leasing makes sense for you as a company, but it's definitely worth a look. So for your cash flows, again, different conversation for today. Let's focus on the car. But if you want to get one, come check out MotorCare. You can get this for just a little over $1,300 a month. So very functional, good reverse camera, which never used to happen in pickups. You had to go and struggle and sort of figure out your way. But this comes integrated with the reverse camera. It doesn't have the side step like the newer Fords do, and I think we'll check out the Ranger, because the newer pickups now have a step where you can be able to get up here on the side. And I'm hoping that Nissan can actually integrate that going forward, because it's, again, it's working for everyone else. I think they can be able to put that there. Sitting on big tires, So normally the challenge with pickups is that if they're not loaded, they can give way at the back. So the driving experience, I've already driven this car, but we're going to drive it together now. And I can tell you that from a driving experience, it's good. Even when it's empty, because normally when you're empty at the back and you're driving, especially at the humps, you feel like a pickup at the back do this. This doesn't do that, and I think they've done that quite well. So the other thing about pickups always is going to be what happens on the back seats. And so checking out the back seats on this, again, side step, for you to be able to walk in very easily if you're going anywhere. And then I'm sitting. This is good. One of the issues pickups I've always had, I used to drive an L200, a Mitsubishi, and it was a hassle for people sitting in the back. So anyone who was above 5'10" was always going to struggle just being able to sit in the back, especially for long distances. This, I mean, it's okay. Again, it's a normal thing. It's just a pickup, right? So you've got some decent legroom, some air vents here. Oh, and a USB-C port for you to be able to charge your phone if you need to do that. So very functional. Fabric seats, which is what you want for something like this. So it's all right. Now, let's take a quick look at the front and then drive it. Again, pickup, right? This is not trying to be a Mercedes-Benz. It's not trying to be a Range Rover. It's trying to be good at what it does, which is being functional. It does have some comfort creatures, that being said. So I'm able to be parking sensors, traction control. I've got hill descent control in case I need that. It's also got a low range gearbox, so I can drive this in two-wheel drive and four-wheel drive, but also in low range, which we want to do for today. But 6-speed manual gearbox, which is quite good, goes up to 220, which you're never going to drive in Uganda. Okay, please drive slowly. Don't kill yourself. These things are not meant to be rally cars, so don't commit suicide. So drive okay. It's got a good radio. We tested out the sound in this and loved it, and I'm told that they are Bose engineered. So they're not branded Bose, but apparently the audio systems in these cars are actually Bose engineered, and you can tell because they actually sound really good. We've been listening to the radio on this, and it's got what you need. Some storage space in the middle, lots of USB. You were complaining about USB-C. This has USB-C, so you can charge your iPhone in this, as well as the normal USB-C and the 12-volt socket. Dual climate zone control, so I can have my own temperature, my passenger can have their own temperature as well. And that's it. So let's drive it. Right, so let's drive the Navara LE Plus. As I mentioned, 6-speed manual gearbox, which is really good. This is a 2.5 liter turbo diesel. Currently we're averaging 11.4 liters per 100 kilometers, which is going to be, if you're careful, maybe in the range of about 10 kilometers per liter, which is expected again for this kind of car. Good mix of digital and analog dials on the front. Again, like I mentioned, this car is not trying to be anything other than what it claims. It's a workhorse. Now, where this makes sense is if you are doing fleet and you're thinking about buying a whole bunch of these, you're an MTN, you're an UEDCL, and you want to buy a bunch of pickups, and you're buying a whole lot of these, you're going to save a lot of money by buying these because they do the job. If you want to be able to send people into the field on a regular basis, this is going to do it. It's not as comfortable as the Staria that we drove, and of course, so you're seeing this a bit later on than we drove the Hyundai. In case you haven't seen that, by the way, you can go check that out. We drove a very nice spaceship. I think I call it a spaceship. So sitting in this, it's very obvious that this is meant to be a workhorse because the seats are not as comfortable as the Staria, but they're okay. I mean, they're good, right? But if you want to be go into the field on a regular basis, travel long distances, this is about gonna get it done. And the argument for this car is that if you're looking for value for money and want to still get something that will get the work done, there are options to the Hilux, and this has been one of them for a while. If you remember the hard body, this was the successor to the hard body, and they've done a pretty good job. You know, the 2.5 liter engine is a bit peppy. Again, like I mentioned, it can go up to 200 kilometers per hour if you want, but you're never going to use that in Uganda. Our speed limit is 100. You should not be driving above that. So for that, this is what you need. It's got a decent radio, SE Works, dual mode, low range gearbox, hill descent. The clutch is really soft. So if you've been following me, you know that I have what I call a wheelbarrow, my Lancer, and driving that this morning and then coming into this, it's a world of a difference, because this almost feels like an automatic, because it's almost like the gears change for you. You just put the thing there and the clutch sort of holds the car for you, and that is even before you put the hill descent control. So oh look, here's another one of the contenders there. That's the Ford Ranger, and we're actually going to drive one of those, so watch out for that video coming up as well. So but yeah, in a nutshell, looking for good value for a fleet for pickups and don't want to spend Hilux money, this will do the job perfectly well. You can get this on lease at Motor Care for just over $1,350 a month, and it will serve you for many years with good servicing. It should be able to get the job done, and it actually is not too bad to drive. Again, look, it's actually quite quick. It's diesel, good pulling power, has good torque, very good torque. I think it's almost 200 horsepower actually for this, but in Uganda, no one cares about any of that stuff. Does it work? Is it a good car? So if you're in Urushere and you want to stand out from the crowd and not be like everyone else in the village who has a Hilux, maybe come and get one of these. Yeah, I think it might be a good option. So see you in the next video.